Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take a look here at Polkadot, see what's going on. This is a request from one of my community members, HZL. Deeply appreciate you. You've been an awesome contribution to the community. I really appreciate everything you've been able to offer, and of course, a request here too. So we'll definitely cover DOT, see what's going on. Does look like you're curious about a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder pattern, possibly a falling wedge breakout on the daily. We'll discuss that, kind of see what's going on. Let's also start with some liquidation levels first and kind of go from there. So let's see here. Let's put this up, get a little refresh. And I do want to say thank you again to my community members for just some awesome feedback. We've had some really cool people joining our group, and more importantly, just some excellent analysis and support. So I appreciate it. You know, yesterday we had some plagiarism issues. We're working that out to resolve it. I'll have more information soon, but generally speaking, I have trade alerts here. These have been, some people were stealing these essentially and using as their own. We also have premium trades, of course. We took some nice profits here from, Near Protocol, 48%, Caspa 31, ICP, Bitcoin, Solana, and BNB. So some nice trades here. Polkadot is not one of those, but it could be one soon. We've taken profits on Polkadot as well in the past. So it's just one of those coins that can be very interesting. But let's go ahead and take a look at the backend data first, right? So this is the liquidation levels that we're looking at. We can see there's a lot of liquidation on the upside, more so to the up than the down. Now, this is really common to occur when prices start to recover, because shorts are going to inherently start to form and accumulate, right? So all that having been said, we can see there's a decent amount, somewhere between 620, and then if we zoom out, that 650 mark is pretty substantial for liquidation. We got 180 million, 157, 100, somewhere in the range of, I would say, roughly about $1 billion liquidation if you go from $6.50 all the way up to $7. It's a lot of liquidation specifically for this coin, considering its market cap. So all things considered, I think that DOT does have more propensity to increase, especially with some of those patterns that have been identified that I think are still valid. So let's actually draw those out really quick, just so you can kind of get perspective. Falling wedge, those are less successful, so I try not to focus on those. There's contributing factors, of course, it helps. This was a rising wedge, for example. So again, they can help if there's other specific things that you want to look for, right? So let's try to identify that. First things first, let's just go ahead and quickly address the head and shoulders in the room, if you will. Head and shoulders in the room, I don't know. Anyways, this is kind of what we're looking at here. Basically, you have three bottoms, right? That's why it's called a head and shoulders. These are generally going to be fairly parallel with each other. Then you generally also have a neckline too, so it's going to look kind of like this. So the breakout occurs when you cross this neckline, okay? So that's roughly what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and talk about the daily and kind of see if there's propensity for this to occur and for this to play out. So on the daily time frame, we like to look at a few key factors. Me personally, being above the 50 and the 20-day SMA are like the main thing. Now, again, when we look at this here, we're not above them, right? But is the question I get right now too, generally from other members as well, is like, do you get in before that happens? The short answer is yes, you can, but the long answer is no, you shouldn't. Unless there's a lot of contributing factors in the hourly and the 4-hourly telling us that we're going to see a significant uptrend and there's been some kind of trend reversal, there's generally unfavorable conditions. Because again, Bitcoin is due to pull back, and with Polkadot kind of hanging out right here, it may not be the best conditions to get in. All right, anyways, let's just go ahead and talk about the overall sense here. First of all, we got some resistance there at about the 0.236 fib level based on the point of control at 620. So kind of remember in your head, 620 is going to be a resistance range, 620 to 635. So as much as I'd love to say that this level at 650 is going to get swept and we're going to see $1 billion in liquidation for Polkadot, I think that's less likely to occur right now. In the relative near future, perhaps. That's exactly why these head and shoulders patterns take time to form and time to play out. So let's look at this here. Let's go ahead and pull this up on the chart. So let's go ahead and see. So we got MACD, it's trying to converge, but it's not. Stochastic RSI is converging, which is good. That's generally the first sign you want to look for on the daily as kind of a trend reversal. We're under 50 on the RSI, however, implying we're below a resistance, and money flow index is kind of tapering off as well. So you could kind of summarize that this is fairly neutral, okay? Because again, we're below the moving averages, but we got a shift in momentum that's trying to happen, but hasn't fully happened yet. A nice bounce off this 0.618 fib level for starters is a good sign. It does show that golden pocket's holding strong. So the likelihood I feel of Polkadot going lower than that level is pretty low, considering that was also parallel with the more recent candlestick closure on the 5th of July. And you can kind of see just a general bottom here, okay? So again, just an area of support. 4-hour time frame, let's quickly understand kind of where we're at here. We're under 50 on the RSI until we break above that. Not super convinced. Stochastic is swinging down. MACD is kind of diverging. So ultimately, there's not a lot of great signs here letting us know that the 4-hour time frame is really awesome. In fact, I forgot to look at the moving averages. We just barely broke above the 20. So the 20-day SMA is all well and good. That's a nice consolation, letting us know kind of where we're at. We're shifting momentum, right? That's fine. But being below all these moving averages is a bad thing. So again, all the more reason why 620 or higher, a closure at that level would be wonderful. That's ultimately what we're looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the hourly and kind of see where we're at. This is probably going to tell us a very similar sign or similar scenario to most other coins. Actually, this is a little different. And the way it's different, of course, is because we can kind of see that the price action is above the cloud, which a lot of coins are kind of range bound right now, not breaking above or below. That's a good sign. The lagging span, however, is kind of intersecting with the price action, telling us we probably want to close our long position in profit. If you're considering a short position, still premature and too early for that. But if we do take a look at the conversion line and the baseline, they're intersecting. That is generally unfavorable as well. Okay, so what that basically tells us here is that we have no reason to take a long position at this time, and that the best time to take a long position would be to, trade into a breakout, not exactly a true breakout, but more importantly, like breaking through the key level resistances and taking a trade after we've confirmed that. Okay, and generally speaking, that's going to be at the very least a closure in the $6 or higher range. I'm kind of paraphrasing there. I'd much rather see 620 or higher. But again, this level of 650 will not be broken until that point of control is approached and broken through. So generally speaking, the best thing to look for would be, if it comes up here, a consolidation phase right there and then a leg up. Like a bullish rectangle, for example, right, where the price comes up and continues higher. Again, I have these kind of chart patterns in my Discord, of course, but we are looking for, I would say, a bullish rectangle. That's kind of the ultimate goal here. Of course, we're a long ways away from that. It's probably not even going to happen. Just saying, like, if the price goes up to a key level resistance and does this, it'll be more likely to break to the upside because it derived from the downside. Again, like roughly 80% probability. Right now, for example, ICP has a bearish rectangle. I know you're not here for an ICP analysis, but it's pulling back concurrent with Bitcoin because it has a very bearish figure. Okay, so again, just some things to kind of look for, just kind of educating you on big picture and best practice there. So I guess, yeah, so to summarize, HCL or whomever else is watching, I would say that you're less likely to find success at this exact moment. If you do end up taking a trade, just keep it low leverage, low position size. It does feel, though, with it kind of getting stopped out at this more recent low as a new high, I don't think we have a propensity to increase from here unless Bitcoin approaches 70K and breaks it. Then we'll probably see this coin go on a tear, like most coins will. But for right now, still a little premature. Hope that makes sense. Sorry, it may not be what you're listening or watching for, whatever, but it is the way that things typically go. Again, 650 or higher, we're going to see some pretty awesome stuff. I'm looking for a long in the 620 range. Let's just go ahead and put it that way. Let's, put an alert at the 620, kind of go from there. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. If you're not already part of our community, CryptoCache.tech is a site link down below. Check it out. We got some really cool traders, awesome trades here, fun group, good stuff there. Also, check out BigNX2. We've been with them for over a year now. Phenomenal exchange, no KYC or VPN required, and they have awesome rewards. Use my link to register. Check them out. I think you're going to love them. It's a community favorite for us. All right, folks, have a good one. Thanks again for your time. See ya.